welcome back to Reports from the Rabbit Hole. It's nice to see you all again. I hope you liked our last video. If you're new here, please like, subscribe, and share this video with everybody. We got some pretty good information in here today. And please comment below and let me know how I'm doing on here, how you like the information, if there's anything you'd like me to try and cover, and we'll get to it later. So today our show is about medbeds, current healthcare system, health insurance, and how the cost forces people to choose between seeing a doctor or suffering, or going out and trying to find natural remedies or self-medicating with things that they really shouldn't be, but they have no other choice. I'm sure by now there are a lot of you out there who have heard of the medbeds. If you haven't, we will get into a little bit more detail, but right now there's a little bit of a controversy going on as to whether they are real or just fantasy born from science fiction. Now, will they become real if they're not now? Why would we need such a thing? There are rumors saying that medbeds are a reality and that the technology has been suppressed so that the elites can profit from our suffering. Later on in this video, I'm going to explore some websites and explain to you what is already out there about these medbeds. Okay, so first off, why would anybody latch on to such a rumor if it's only a rumor? Why would it be something? It's like a little kid waiting for that gift at the end of the week for being good. Why would we want to latch on to something that may not be real? Well, because the healthcare system and healthcare providers and insurance companies suck. Because they overcharge. They charge for ridiculous things. And some people can't even see a doctor. People are tired of the availability, or lack thereof, of healthcare around the world. People are being cheated and overcharged for medical care and medical insurance. There's no reason that a hospital needs to charge $8 for an aspirin. I can go to Walmart and I can get a bottle of 500 for 88 cents, maybe $2, depending on the day. Not $8 for one pill. People should not be charged hundreds to thousands of dollars just to see a doctor and have them do absolutely nothing for them. People should not be charged thousands of dollars for a visit to the ER and then leave sicker than when they came in. This is more of a concern for elderly patients. I have family and friends who work or worked as CNAs, and they have told me that many of their patients who went into the ER because they got sick, they fell and broke a hip, or whatever it was, they came back to their facility or went home sicker than when they went in. They ended up with something called C. diff. If you don't know what that is, I'm going to give a brief description, but you really should go look it up yourself and find out how bad this is and how it's spread, and wonder why hospitals are not doing what they should do to prevent this. C. diff is a bacterial spore that affects the gastrointestinal system. It's not common everywhere, but it is very common in elderly patients, and the treatment for it is astronomically expensive. I've been told that 10-day supply of pills is $150, and that's on the cheap end. So, this is a problem. So people don't go to the doctor because you can come home sicker and you'll be in debt for the rest of your life anytime you see a doctor. This was a problem before Obamacare. Obamacare made everything worse. Before Obamacare was put into effect, many Americans could not afford their health insurance. After, the numbers increased because the act did not regulate the overcharging of insurance companies. The premiums went up, and many who were already insured could no longer afford the insurance. And the messed up thing was, they said if you didn't get health insurance, it doesn't matter if you can afford it or not. They are going to fine you on your taxes. That made things even worse. I, personally, I can't afford health insurance. Anytime I've had health insurance through a company, I ended up having to leave that job for some reason or another. Things come up. So I have not been covered by health insurance in years. So going to the doctor for me is a juggling act. Can I really afford it? Am I really that sick? Is this pain that bad? I have to wait until things are so bad and I'm passing out on my bathroom floor for me to go to the hospital because I can't afford that bill. I'm in debt mostly because medical bills, because I can't afford them, because they overcharge for BS. But I'm not the only one. I'm just an average, normal American living in what you would call small town America. Veterans can't even afford proper medical care. This is the biggest problem. These people have gone out, served their country, and made things safe for other people. At least that's what they were told they were doing. But they put their lives on the line. No matter what they were fighting for, because they were following the orders and they didn't know what was really going on, they put their lives on the line. And they should be taken care of by those who send them out there to do these jobs. But they can't afford it. Veterans are out here suffering with injuries, mental damage, and difficulties with integration into civilian life. When you go from completely structured, from this is when you can eat, this is when you can wipe your butt, this is when you have to sleep, to you don't know what you're gonna do at 9 o'clock in the morning. You get to decide. Well, when you've been in a situation where somebody else decided for you, you don't know how to decide anymore. So they're struggling. And some of them are in serious need. And the VA, which is set up to help them, is about as worthless as a bar of soap made out of wood. So, this is the biggest problem. Our healthcare system sucks. The whole thing. From insurance to providers, it sucks. Because nobody can afford it and nobody's doing anything about it. In fact, our government officials who are supposed to be representing us make it worse. Some people are in serious need of medical attention, but they go on with their lives and try and live with whatever they have because they know they can't afford that bill. And they don't want to go into debt because they want to be able to buy a house. They have families to take care of. They got to put food on the table. They can't afford that extra bill. So, for example, take a person making $1,000 a month. I know that's on the low end, but that's pretty common in where I live. Their bills are $200 a month. That's just utilities, cable, internet, stuff like that. Cell phone bill. But their rent is $750. That's on the low end where I live. That's $50 per month for food and gas in the car, if they're lucky enough to even own a car. If they can't own a car, that $50 has to get them somehow to work so that they can make that money to pay those bills and keep whatever home that they can get. They are barely making it. There's no room for extra medical costs. And you can go out and look at, how do I budget? How do I make it? And they always tell you the same things. You know, you need to save. You need to do this. You need to have 3 to 6 months of bills saved in a savings account. Not everybody can do that because the money is not flowing in the way they need it. And good luck getting a higher paying job. You got to have an education. Who can afford that? And they have such requirements to get a better job. And then when you get that better job and they offer you health insurance, they take it right out of your check. They don't provide it. They just say, hey, we can get you a little bit of a discount. That's it. So, for so long, healthcare has been a problem. Across the country, people resist doctor visits until they no longer have a choice. In many cases, it's too late for life-saving treatment, of which some still can't get because they can't afford it. It's hard to even get help sometimes. Good luck getting help with a dental or vision. Some insurance plans don't provide for dental and vision care. In order to get dental help, you have to be a recovering drug addict or a single mother. There are entire groups who have been ignored and left to deal with their medical issues on their own. So, what about a person who has a genetic disorder that causes premature tooth decay? And they do not have children because they have chosen to either not have children or wait until they are financially set. And they didn't touch drugs. They chose to stay away from that life. So they're being punished for making a good choice and ending up with something that they have no control over, but there's nobody there to help them and get them what they need. You know, where I live, there's programs that an ex-drug addict can go get dental implants to replace their rotted teeth for their bad decisions. But somebody who's just regular, just normal like me, they have this genetic thing that caused them an issue. Nobody will help them. The programs aren't set up for them. They're set up for the people who made the bad decisions and got out. So we're going to punish people who did all the things that they possibly could to stay on the straight path and are just struggling to make it. But since they didn't do drugs or have children in a time when they shouldn't have, they don't qualify for help. They don't qualify for help from anywhere. That sounds like a great system to me. What about you? So, why would anyone believe in a medbed? They need the ray of hope that they will be freed from their pain, from their suffering. It's not hard to believe that the government, big pharma, and the medical community would hold this stuff back. They don't want to cure anything. They want to keep treating you because that's where their money comes from. Also, with everything going on with the plandemic, people don't trust the medical community right now. There's a lot of people not trusting the medical community. I quit trusting them. Not that I trusted them a whole lot before, but I really quit trusting them because they claim to be following science when they're really not. I am not a doctor or anything, and I already smelled a rat when this whole thing started. So, we are going to go ahead and get into these med beds because I'm sure you guys are really curious right now. So, what are med beds? What will they do? What will they be capable of? How will they be powered? That's a good one because people wouldn't people have a problem with how we're going to power things, because this sounds like a um, pretty massive thing. So power is definitely important. We need to know how we're going to make this affordable, really. How will they be made available? Will all of our medical equipment in our hospitals just be replaced and we just have these med beds and stuff like that? Or are they going to be special clinics? Or are we going to have to go special places? These are questions I may not answer today because I'm not sure. But, so we don't know. We'll have to wait and see what they do, if they do come out. Will everyone have access to treatment? Will it be like it is today and only special people and you got to pay all this money? Or will it be that you can walk into a clinic and say, hey, I'm sick, and they put you on this med bed and send you on your way in a couple hours? We don't know. How will they be regulated? Who's going to be in charge of making sure that they're properly used, that people are having the proper access to them that as required by laws or whatever? Who's going to take care of that? How will we access this treatment? Like I said before, is it going to be we can just walk in? Are we going to have to make appointments? What is going to be the procedure to get these treatments that is supposed to basically save our lives and make us better? How does the healing process work? Because the concept of a med bed is definitely foreign to most of us. People who watch Star Trek could probably understand the concept a little bit better. But how does it work? Because I've read things that it claims that it's not going to be an invasive surgery like we have now. You know, how are they going to change the things that people are saying they're going to change? Hopefully we'll answer this. So, let's go take a look at these websites and see what they say. Now, how I found all of this stuff, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I have 16 websites that I found about this. One of them is saying that they don't exist, and then I also have a video by a video creator that I've been watching who talks about the medbed situation. So it's not just coming from me, and all I did was I went on DuckDuckGo and typed in medbeds. So we're gonna get started. The first one, and I'll put all these links in the description down below so you can see it. This one is from a site called blissfulvisions.com/article/medbeds.html. So it says the end of cancer, illness, disease, holographic medical pods, medbeds. Has a picture of what looks like an actual medbed. Could be from a movie. I can't verify any of this. So, this article was written by Reverend Dennis Shipman, August 6, 2018. So this information's been out for a minute. Writer's note: medbed technology has been suppressed and hidden from the public for a long, long time. This technology is not available for purchase or services to the general public as of March 2020. And until the dark cabal is rendered powerless, it won't be. Fortunately, due to the planetary shift from 3D to 5D happening at this time, and the increasing demand for transparency by the human collective consciousness, an increasing number of courageous people are coming forward to disclose that what they know has been hidden for decades, even centuries, and most likely for thousands of years. Two of these courageous souls are Elena the Star Traveler, her internet name, and Jared Rand. So from Jared Rand we have: I am not an attorney, not a lawyer, not a financial advisor, and not a wellness expert. I have been, in one way, shape, or form involved in the entire global transition for 40 years. I've lost countless friends. I've been shot at, poisoned, just about everything you can think of. Our attitudes is we have nothing to lose and everything to gain. A lot of us don't know each other, have never come across each other, maybe once in a while on occasion, but the compartmentalization is absolutely huge. A lot of times the right hand does not know what the left hand is doing. Is that a positive? Maybe in some ways it is, and in other ways it's not. We have a wonderful group of human beings that have collaborated and worked together for a very long time. So, tachyon energy and plasma energy medbeds. According to Rand, there are 3 types of medbeds. 1. Holographic medbeds. 2. Regenerative medbeds, which regenerates tissue and body parts that's powered by a different source. 3. Reatomization medbeds that in about 2.5 to 3 minutes will regenerate the whole body, head to toe. What does this advanced technology mean for an 80-year-old woman? She could be 30 years old again in less than 3 minutes. 50 years peeled off her life. Now, she can have children again. She could have a whole new family if she wants. Looks to this writer that the medbed technology is a perpetual fountain of youth. Now, I'm going to address this. I really hope that they have an idea or the ability for people to pick and choose how they want to be healed. Because some people may not want to go back to those days. Some people may have had organs removed, such as, for women, a hysterectomy, and they don't want none of that back. So, I hope that they have a plan for that. So that was Blissful Vision. I'll leave the link in the description down below so you can go read the full article. We are going to move on to eraoflight.com. So, this was posted on 10/12/2020 by Era of Light. Trump on June 14th said to the nation, within a year's time or so, almost all hospital procedures will be obsolete. Every city will have many medical beds and Tesla chambers capable of healing and repairing DNA along with curing all ailments. Age regression up to 30 years. No more cancer, no more autism, no more fibromyalgia. That would be a really great thing. I have a friend with fibromyalgia and she definitely would need that. No need for vaccines. No more Alzheimer's. No more joint pain. No more deficiencies. We may not agree with everything he does, but Trump is doing more for humanity than the last 10 presidents combined. Proof is in the executive orders he has signed. Medbeds have the ability to regrow organs that are missing, such as a gallbladder, kidney, or lymph nodes, etc., etc., through the use of light spectrums and frequencies. Medbed technology has been suppressed and hidden. We've already read something similar to this. It still comes from Jared Rand, so they're using the same thing as the other one that we saw. Talked about the tachyon energy plasma medbeds, the 3 different types. The medbed looks at the body and corrects imperfections. The technology has been around for quite some time. It's not something out of the clear blue sky. It's just been kept hidden from the human race for a very long time. So let's move on to the next one. It says prepareforchange.net. So this one looks like this one has just copied the same article. I'm looking for an article that doesn't exist. Okay, so we have lead stories. This is fact check. It says no evidence med beds exist or that they'll be available soon. Do medbeds exist? Will they be available soon? No, that's not true. There's no publicly available evidence such devices are real. The claim is situated within a broader QAnon conspiracy theory that believes the world is controlled by a satanic deep state. Okay, so these fact checkers, I will say this right now. I wanted to include this for a reason, because they have the same narrative with every single one of their answers. Same narrative. One, there's no such thing as QAnon. There's Q and then the Anons. QAnon is just being smashed together. Yes, some people who are on this side use the QAnon because it's easier, but it's not an actual thing. And it's not a conspiracy. Just because there's no public evidence of it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So just saying it's not there doesn't make this this fact check a real fact. Next one. Our theory believes that the world is controlled by a satanic deep state. It's kind of out there in the open. They're not hiding it anymore. So this lead stories and their fact checkers, I think, are completely full of it. They are working for those who don't want this out there. But yes, I did want to include this for a reason. I will include the link so you can go read it and make up your own minds. You don't have to believe everything I say. I'm just going by what I see, what I can understand, what I believe. Please, go do your own research, because, no, I'm not an expert. So now we're on AmericaOutloud.com, Medbeds and Future Healing Through Alien Technologies. It is believed that these are coming from the aliens, which, I could believe it. I've always believed that there are aliens out there. So, trying to get to the actual meat of this. You can go read this one yourself. There's a lot of comments. So go ahead and go read that one on AmericaOutloud.com. Next we have FindHealthClinics.com. I wanted to know if there was a place where we can find this right now. Where would we find it? So there's FindHealthClinics.com /XX/unknown. It goes into holographic regenerative beds. I'm not seeing anywhere where you can search for this. So I guess you guys can come check this out and let me know what you find. Next we have MarilynJWilliams.com. Fantastic dental technology and med beds. As I mentioned before, there's problems with people getting help with dental now, so if a med bed can regrow teeth and fix the problems that were there before, it'd be fantastic. Okay, so part of it is healing with vibrational frequency. Now the reason why I wanted to set that scene, so she talks about, how we all are on a vibration frequency and we can heal through that. Most of these new cures and technologies, a lot haven't come out but will be coming, are based on energy. They're based on vibrational frequency. This is why it's so important for people to ascend to the fifth dimension energy or agape unconditional love, because it's where you're going to reap the full rewards of what is already out there and what is coming, such as the med beds and all sorts of other plasma related energy devices. Everything is based on energy and plasma. We haven't talked about, but we've known about plasma itself for a while. It's been around, they take it out of you and you get money for it. So, plasma pin. So this one is coming. I can mention it now. There is no example. This is from Maria on here. There is, for example, a plasma pin that can be used to actually do the fillings. In other words, it helps your tooth regenerate and fill that gap. So it's really quite extraordinary. We don't even need all these extractions. Shin ultrasonic tooth regeneration, and also the Detravich electroorthodontia dental electrolysis. There's the Shin ultrasonic tooth regeneration, and also the Detravich electroorthodontia dental electrolysis. So using an electrolysis laser to whiten teeth, to heal teeth, and to help the teeth regenerate. That sounds interesting. Remineralization toothpaste. There is also a toothpaste, a remineralization toothpaste, so as you're brushing, you're not getting any toxins, but you are getting all the nutrients into your teeth so that every day they are regenerating. That's interesting. That's very interesting. It also goes into the toxic effects of fluoride, which we already know is in our water and in most of our toothpaste. These things can help with skin care, it can be an air purifier. I definitely recommend going and reading this and just seeing, the possibilities. I'm not saying it's real, but if it was, that would be pretty cool. I have another one from Marilyn Williams, so I'll put that one in there. We're naturalhealingclub.com, Medbeds and Healing Technology, Quantum Healing. There is a video on here that you can go check out. It talks about the medbeds. It does have a conceptual video, so you can see kind of how it works, or how it's going to work. So, yes, I would definitely go check this one out. Once again, all of these will be in the description down below. So, we're back on AmericaOutloud.com, the quantum healing technologies of medbeds. So, on here it does mention the third leading cause of death is hospital stays and procedures, and many are unwarranted. This is very true. People do heal better when they are in a place where they are comfortable and happy, and hospitals are not comfortable and happy. So the next one I found was goldenageofgaia.com. Talks about the medbeds. Back to what Trump said. How what we're doing now is going to be obsolete. Apparently it's been obsolete for a while. They just didn't want us to know about this, because this is not going to make them a whole lot of money. And their whole goal in life is making money. There's a site actually called Medbeds.com. AI-controlled plasma and tachyon energy healing pods. So right now it looks like it's under construction. So definitely keep an eye on this one. Prepareforchange.net. Once again, I think we were here once before. More about the medbeds. They have different pictures of how they could be set up. Talks about the Nasara Jasara, which we have not gotten into on this channel yet, but I would, after I do a little more digging, I will go into as much as I can about Jasara Nasara. The Dinar recaps does mention the Jasara Nasara as well, but also talks about how if we get the system in, when it's ready to go, they are going to release the technology of medbeds. I guess Tesla's really big into this. They had a video, but apparently YouTube took it down. Probably didn't like what they were saying. And I've noticed in the last few months, well, actually, probably last year, if YouTube takes you down, then you're probably onto something. Because they'll let anything on there until it bothers them in some way. So I do have a video from, like I said before, he's a video creator that I watch a lot. He explains some things that he's heard. His name is Dr. Charlie Ward. You can go to drcharlieward.com, watch all of his videos. I will leave the description or the link to this video down there. It says an intro to medbeds. Now, I know some people have gone out there and said that he's full of crap. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's lying, blah, blah, blah. All you have to do to get your information and to understand things, go ahead and just watch everything, read everything you can, and you make your determination of what you want to believe and what you don't. Charlie even says, hey, I'm just Charlie. He says that he doesn't expect or require anybody to believe him. Do your own research. He's just giving you information that he's got and he's researched and he believes. So, just like me right now. I don't know all this stuff for sure. I'm just learning just like the rest of us. I'm just passing it on to you. So, hopefully, you will be able to make up your minds. Or like Lynn Wood says, use discernment. I do. The last one is a blog. So, this is people talking about the medbeds and everything. It's operationdisclosure1.blogspot.com. It does talk about Charlie Ward and his video on medbeds. I chose this one because it's an article talking about it, so it's not just him talking. It talks about the global currency reset, quantum financial system, quantum voting system, Jasara Nasara. It's got all sorts of other things that you can research. This is how I get my ideas for these videos to try and research. I'm looking to see, not seeing a commented section, so I don't see a whole lot from other people. But it's a combination of a bunch of things, so definitely go check this one out. This will be in the description down below. Now, I can't say whether all of this stuff is true. I can't say if, these things are going to come out. I really, really hope they do. And with the pictures and videos that I've already seen, it seems like, they're there. As far as how they're going to be powered, I've heard that Tesla has been working on, Nikola Tesla's work. They've been expanding upon it because Nikola Tesla wanted to give us free energy and he knew how. But thanks to Edison and the others, he was kind of ostracized, and everybody said that he was a crackpot. He was a little odd, but oh well. But why, if he was such a crackpot, why, if the day after his death, did the FBI raid his home and take every single bit of his research if he was a crackpot? I mean, these are some of the questions we have to ask about everything going on. If what we say in some of our videos, if those who have been taken off of YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, who are just giving an opinion or showing proof of something and they're taken off, why are these places so gung-ho about taking these people off if they weren't onto something, if there wasn't something actually going on? They'll let certain other things be on these sites, but if you start mentioning anything, medbeds, aliens, election fraud, any of these things, you have to wonder, is this going to get me taken off this site? But they'll let stuff like PLM, Antifa advertise on there. They'll allow people to talk about the Russian hoax as long as they're saying that it was true. This is what's going on there. So I don't know if anybody's going to be able to hear this video because I don't know if it'll get taken down. Just do your own research, everybody. Just do a lot of research. Look at different sites. you might run across some sites like we did today where they were the same exact article. Okay, so you can probably take one of those out. But there's going to be another one, as I found, that it may be talking about the same information, but it's from somebody else. So their information may come from a different source. So just keep researching. Just don't let others tell you what to believe. Open your eyes, open your minds, and just learn things. Don't let the media tell you what you can and cannot believe. Don't let so-called scientists like Dr. Fauci tell you what you can and cannot do with your own body. And just go out there and look at things. Research. Don't use Google. So yeah, just go research. Learn things. That's all you have to do. So, this is quite a long video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please go out there and do your own research. Like, subscribe, share, tell a friend. Maybe what I say will resonate with them more than you, or just you're excited to hear it. Just tell people. And please comment down below. Let me know how I'm doing. If there's any topics you want me to look into and report what comes into my mind about it, I will definitely try and get to as many of them that I can. Thanks, everybody. Bye.